The overarching hope among U.S. businesses is that an all out trade war can be avoided, or at the very least, an escalation can be avoided. If not, and tariffs jump to 155% at the end of the month, like President Donald Trump is threatening, that would immediately halt nearly all trade between the world's two largest economies, hitting American industry very hard. China is critically important. It's not only this massive market for U.S. exports, but also a key part of global supply chains. And there are many industries in the United States, including the electronics industry, automobiles, apparel. They are dependent on components or raw materials that are made in China, things such as rare earth minerals, which are used in the production of high tech products and military equipment like the F 35 fighter jet, or pharmaceutical products and ingredients. That includes antibiotics and ibuprofen. According to U.S. trade figures, U.S. goods and services trade with China hit nearly $660 billion last year, and all of this trickles down. According to the U.S. China Business Council, American exports to China support more than 860,000 jobs. And these are jobs not just in manufacturing, but in retail, logistics, and farming. And farmers are already feeling the effects of these trade tensions. Beijing put these retaliatory tariffs on U.S. farm goods back in March, and China, which is usually the biggest buyer of U.S. soybeans, hasn't booked a single shipment for the fall harvest. The Center for Strategic and International Studies estimates that farmers will lose out on $5.7 billion worth of soybean exports to China through the end of this month. And if nothing changes during the peak harvesting months of October and November, they stand to lose much more. Businesses could also be hit if American consumers buy less. Imports from China have helped to keep prices lower in the United States for decades. There was actually this study by the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis last year that found that China is the cheapest source for 29% of products in the U.S. that are imported into the U.S., more than any other country by far. So if trade is disrupted, it could drive up prices, and Americans would have to become pickier on how they spend their money. These are just some of the reasons why American businesses are very keen to see this trade spat end, or at least stabilize soon. Tony Waterman, CGTN, Washington.